Good. Happy Friday. I don't say good evening. I say happy Friday.
Let us know where you are streaming from. Let us know where you are streaming from.
We like to know where our community is coming from. I wanted to know if anybody watched the hockey game.
The Lightning won the championship.
Killing it.
2 years in a row.
Tampa is doing it.
So we got a Super Bowl.
Yes.
We got the hockey Stanley Cup.
And
the baseball team is not doing too bad either. So it just seems like something's popping in the Tampa Bay area.
Yes.
Well, let us know. Let us know where you're streaming from. Let us know where you're streaming from. Come on in. Come on in.
What about the basketball now? We're in the playoffs, y'all.
Well, the Suns are in the playoffs.
We're not in the playoffs. We don't even have a basketball team.
No, we
don't.
We
need to get one.
That would be nice. I mean, winners come to Tampa.
Right.
That's just what it is.
Is the Heat doing anything?
No, the Heat are cold. Ain't got no heat right now. The Heat are on vacation. Right now, the Suns are up 2-0. Phoenix Suns are up 2-0.
Right. Do you have a favorite team you want to win?
In reference to the Phoenix Suns and Milwaukee Bucks, I just believe that the Suns it's just too much right now. Giannis is hurt, and the Suns has got too much for him.
Right.
And the problem is Giannis can't shoot free throws, can't shoot a jumper, and they are getting on him 10, 9. I mean, they're really attacking him. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
Once the fans know your weakness, man.
Boy, they come after you. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
It's brutal.
Well, come on in. Come on in.
I've never been like a huge sports fan at all, but when we were exercising together last week, we were forced to watch soccer because that was what was on the TV at the time. I didn't want to get off the machine to change the channel. And I think I'm a new soccer fan. I mean, those boys, they be fighting. It's very exciting. It's like hockey.
She just likes to see collisions. And there were a couple collisions.
It was like...
It's the World Cup. We're watching the World Cup.
Oh, my goodness. These guys were running into each other, having like head concussions. And then they just wrap the people's head up. And they're like, okay, go back out. And then their head is bleeding. And they're running around.
This is unusual, though.
This dude...
Soccer is... I like soccer.
This dude's head is bleeding. And he just throw him back out.
Well, we are so excited about tonight's class. It's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
The 10 things.
Is awesome.
Yeah, 10 things you shouldn't do in public. And if you don't know, my name is Jomo.
I'm Charmaine.
We get together on Friday nights and we talk about real, relevant conversation in dealing with relationships, marriage, and whatever your constitution is that you are together.
Right.
We give you tips and clues to where you can have a better relationship. Right. We start off most Friday nights with a thing called Cousins Chronicles. What's going on in our world?
Right.
Well, as you guys know, we're away a little bit, and where we were located, the room. You could walk there.
It was like a quarter of a mile.
But the walk is a little strenuous. That's not a bad walk.
It's up and down hills.
Yeah.
You're over a bridge.
Yeah.
It's a pretty serious walk.
Yeah.
It was.
So we had gotten into a flow of walk sometimes, take the cart sometimes. And,
they had golf carts where you could have people pick you up.
They'll pick you up and drop you off. So, if we had a big meal, we just walk it off.
Right. And it makes you feel good to be able to walk.
Yeah. So one night we got back a little late.
It was a lot late.
And I asked her, I said, do you want to walk or do you want to call a shuttle?
Right.
She said, let's walk. I said, okay, cool. No, she said, you choose.
Right.
You choose. And I said, okay, let's walk. And so we're walking back. And as we would go down the first hill, she jumps. Did you see that? I said, no.
It was a huge raccoon, y'all. And he just walked in front of us like, hey, dog, what's up? Like, and, this is my house.
So we kept walking.
You're just not used to in Florida. I mean, you see raccoons, but
they're a little more skittish.
Don't.
So we keep walking. We go up the hill, then we go down the hill, then we cross the bridge. And then,
I'm holding on to Jomo the whole time.
She holding tight.
I mean, so I'm like, because I didn't have my glasses, y'all. Y'all know how I am. I just don't wear them all the time.
She can't see.
I can't see.
She's legally blind. She's legally blind.
So I'm not legally blind.
You're legally blind.
I'm not speaking in the name of Jesus.
If you walk in front of her, be careful.
That is not the truth.
No, but see, this is a good thing though. So don't get mad in church when she can't recognize you because she can't see.
That's not even funny. So anyway, I'm looking and I'm like, dog, I keep hearing stuff. And I'm like, Jomo, do you hear that? And he's like, no, I don't hear nothing. Okay. No. So you didn't see the huge raccoon. I'm quote unquote legally blind, but I see the huge raccoon.
I saw a shadow. I did see a shadow.
So I was like, okay, but we're good. I'm holding on to him. But she's
she's
I'm gonna jump on his back and we're gonna run together.
So we get close to the room, like, right almost in front of the room. And I pull back. I said, wait a second, I hear something. And she's like, what you talking about? What you talking about? I said, no, for real. There's something.
Wait a minute, stop.
There's something in these bushes.
He jerked.
Listen, so listen, we were in the midst of an isolated location. And she like screams like Freddy Krueger is out there, right? Like this
I
is
just
Jason.
Want everybody to know.
So anyway, I said, let's get up these stairs quickly.
Oh, so you have to tell me.
So we get upstairs, and then these javelinas,
yeah,
they're basically pigs.
They're wild pigs.
Wild pigs started coming out. Not like one or two, like a tribe.
It was babies, it was mamas, it was daddies.
I mean, it's like, so.
So it's done.
Thank God we stay on the second floor, so that wasn't really our issue.
Right.
But they were walking around. So we get in the room, and she shuts the door. She's like, listen, from now on, don't ask me that question. Whether
it's dark outside.
And whether we are walking or taking the car. And you know what I thought about? I don't know if you have been in a relationship where a person asks you whatever you want. And then you do what you want, and then the person do a Jedi mind trick and flip it on and criticize you for it. Because see, you gave them an option. Now I see y'all streaming right now. Y'all feel me? Come on, type in there. I know what you're talking about, Pastor J. I know what you're talking about. You ask them, where do you want to eat? And they say, you choose. And then you
choose something they don't like.
And then you get mad about it.
Sometimes when I do that to Jomo, like I'll be like, Jomo, you choose. He'll pick something that he knows I don't like.
Then you better choose.
Oh, that is so wrong.
No. When you ask a person, what do you want? And they say, you choose. You have given up the right.
Like if I'm cooking food, I'm going to give you a great example of why this is wrong. If I'm cooking food and I ask you, what do you want to eat? And you tell me, you choose. I'm not going to then cut up a whole bunch of onions and put it in your food because out of spite for you saying whatever you want to eat because I like onions. I'm still going to consider the fact that you like certain things and you have dislikes on certain things.
Concur. My premise is when you try to defer.
You try to be a meaner.
No, you try to defer and say, what would you like to eat? Now, I'm not saying to go to the place that they say and have identified that they hate. I am saying when you ask a person a question of where you want to go and you say you choose, I'm going to choose what I like because you have deferred it. It's much like in sports where they say flip a coin. And when you flip a coin, you get the choice of which way the ball is going to be kicked. If you defer it, don't get mad if I score because it was your choice and you gave it up. That's all I'm saying. So it's interesting how sometimes we ask for an opinion or we defer and then we don't like how it turns out.
Right.
And that's all I'm saying.
I don't say anything. I just I eat it because I'm like, okay, well, I did tell him. But the thing is I think, I don't know if this is a woman thing or it's just a me thing, but I always sacrifice what my likes are because I'm considering the whole family. Like I'm considering Jomo's likes, I'm considering the kids' likes. And sometimes you can get a little bitter, a little salty because you don't really get to, choose what you like most of the time. I'm not gonna say all the time. But when we go out and we're just by ourselves or whatever, and Jomo will say, well, why did you pick that? I'm like, that's what I really like this versus that, but I just never get it because I know no one else in the house likes it. But that's actually dishonoring the people that you're around because they never really get a chance to get to know your likes and dislikes and who you are as a person because you're always trying to consider them. And it's kind of like you're doing yourself an injustice.
You are cheating yourself. And that's why, one of the things that we try to recommend for couples is to have a couple day.
That's good, babe.
Meaning, for example, just say once a month. Start off once a month. there's a day called the Jomo Day.
Right.
And on the Jomo Day, Jomo gets whatever he wants in reference to food, time, energy, sex, whatever it is you say you want. This is your perfect day. And then once a month, Charmaine has a Charmaine Day. And on Charmaine's Day, the answer is yes. Now, this is not a budgetary concern. This should not say, I need to go to Japan today. It has to be realistic. But on that day, you can learn your spouse or learn your mate and say, okay, this is what they like without my opinion. And if you do this on a regular basis, you will get to learn them, because oftentimes we defer our wants, our opinions, our feelings, because we're trying to make someone else happy. But the challenge is you can only do that for so long without some kickback.
That's good.
Also, Cousins Chronicles. It was interesting. We were checking into some spot, and this person had like 15 bags. So we were talking to the bellman on our ride to a room, and he's like, it's amazing how people pack all these things, and then I look on the report, and they're only going to be here for 3 days. They're here for 3 days and got all these bags for 3 days.
What are you doing?
And it hit us because, you know, we actually sent some stuff back to lighten our load, and I realized how many times in relationships are you packing things that you don't need?
That's good.
And some of us pack our past hurts, past pain, past baggage, and you bring all these things with you on a new trip. If you're going on a new trip in a new relationship, you can't take old things. The Bible even speaks, you can't put new wine in old wineskins. It breaks up.
That's good.
So what are you packing that you should not pack?
If
you're in a new relationship, what are you bringing in that you should not bring in? If you're in the same relationship, what things should you leave behind so you can move forward?
That's so good. That's good.
Amen.
We always, when we travel, we normally pack super light because we don't like checking our bags.
Yeah, checking your bags.
You get through the airport so much faster when you're going, wherever you're going. And when you're leaving, you literally get off the plane and you get to where you're going.
Correct.
So
now we're going to delve into our main topic for tonight. 10 things you should not do in public. This going to be real.
This is really good, everyone, because a lot of couples don't consider how other people are seeing them, viewing them, how the couple is how you're making them feel or people around you feel. So this is just something to think about.
Okay.
Marinate on it. Number 1, excessive PDA, excessive public displays of affection. I mean, it is one thing to kiss your spouse. It's one thing to kiss your spouse. It's another thing to like grope them like you about to have sex.
What you doing, girl? And some people be in public come out. And just you like get a room.
Right. And
other
married couples
it's
are
not a bad
uncomfortable
thing.
too.
Correct. It's not a bad thing now. What I'm saying is
some people wrong with kissing and
some
hugging.
people be like groping their genital areas and
swaddling your spouse on a chair in public.
What's
dude.
swaddling? I never heard that word. What's swaddling mean?
Am I saying it right?
I don't know. It sounds good to me.
Right.
Swaddling.
Where you put your leg over and you're facing the person.
All up.
Yeah, like you're about to grind on him.
Like that. And sometimes you should be take too far, or I have no problem with kissing, but when you can see when you see each other's tongue, like you see their tongue in a war, like it's a swords fight. I think you might need to get a room,
right?
And there's nothing wrong with public affection. Charmaine and I was sitting outside the movies not too long ago, and this dude. I forgot where it was, but this dude was going in. I was like, they didn't go get a room. At this point, I see his pants start to ball. He ready. They didn't go ahead and get a room because he don't win.
It's terrible.
But again,
and it's so uncomfortable. And just imagine the couple that passes by you, or that single mom that passes by you with their kids. And now they got to get in the car and explain to their kids what you were doing.
Now, again, I'm not against affection.
Right, no.
I'm just saying
affection is good and it's healthy for kids to see that.
Correct.
You know, it's good for your child to see daddy loves mommy. But daddy does not need to show that you have sex with mommy in front of the kids. I mean, that's just crazy.
I can't say I've done that all the time. I might have slipped a, you know, in front of our kids, show a little too much attention. I can't say.
Yeah, we've done that, but that's in the house.
Correct.
We're not like out in public with it.
Correct. Agreed. All right, number 2.
Your body equals their body. Hey. This is gross.
Have you had a person just take their hand and stick it in your eye and get your eye booger for you?
Right, like in front of other people. Like you're talking to your friend, hey dude, what's going on? What's going on? And your wife do this. That's not cool. Don't be digging in your spouse's nose, getting a booger out. Don't be spitting on your finger and wiping crust out of their eye. That's not appropriate. Babe, just put them off to the side.
Yeah, I mean, we went.
Babe, you got a little friend.
Yeah, I think when I last said, babe, you know, something
got a little crust in your eye.
Get the other eye too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on and get that other eye.
Yeah, I'm, you know, now if she wants me to go there, I'll go get it out for her.
Right.
But
I mean, that's embarrassing to especially do it in front of other people.
Correct. Hey, babe.
Yeah. But I've seen spouses actually go with their finger and dig in the person's teeth and get out whatever it is. That's gross.
Everybody's flow different. That's all I'm saying.
Just don't do it in front of people because it makes people feel uncomfortable and it makes you look like you're babying your spouse. Like, that's a grown man. A grown man. All right, number 3. Ignoring friends.
Have you ever been out with somebody and you sitting like this, like you guys on the other side screen, and y'all sitting right there, and they turn like this? You know what? I just really love you.
Did you have a good day today?
I did.
You did?
Listen, tonight we're gonna be on it.
Really?
For real? I'm telling you. Hey, you all right?
Oh, y'all
cool,
good?
Cool. All right.
You enjoying your meal?
You know what? I can't wait for us to get out of here.
I know.
Because, you know, I like going out, but I just...
Really?
Yes. And it's me and you next time.
What are we doing next weekend?
Well, something without them. How about that? Totally ignoring them.
Your friends.
And you ask them to go out, and they don't want to go out with you no more. Because...
You guys are engaging each other and not engaging anyone else in the room.
Like y'all by yourselves.
What it is this very you're excluding everyone because you're not comfortable having conversation with the other couple. If you are an introverted person and you're not comfortable starting up conversations or sparking conversation, one thing that may be a little disarming for you is for you and your spouse to talk about what you may, like subjects that you may want to bring up before you meet your friends or go over to a party or whatever, especially if the other friends aren't very talkative. Jomo and I have done this before. We know that we're going to go out with a couple and
we
we're
have like 5 topics.
About this.
Yeah, what you want to talk about?
We're not talking about that.
There's nothing worse than sitting there and just looking at each other.
Right.
No, let's have some things we can talk about.
Exactly. The next one, non-stop inside jokes.
You know, people just be laughing and they don't tell you why they're laughing. And you have to feel as if the person is talking about you.
Right. So now you're making other people feel insecure.
Because, if it's that funny, tell me what y'all laughing about.
Right.
What's so funny? Give me some feedback. Is it talking about me, my mama, my cousin, my daddy, my husband? You know, what are you talking about that's so funny? So we have to be respectful now. And some things you got to put off to the side. We're not going to talk about it tonight because there's a lot of funny stuff we see. And we don't talk about everything.
Right.
Just because it's not time, place, or, you know, it may make a person feel uncomfortable. Also, if you laugh about other people, it's a good opportunity that you're laughing about other, you know, people like them too.
Yeah.
So just be careful.
Yeah. Number 5, crazy fights in public. Now, to me, this is just unacceptable because this means that your relationship is totally out of control if you can't control not disagreeing about something in public with other people.
You got to make a rule up, man. Here's our rule. There could only be one crazy person at one time.
We don't do that.
No, I know that, but my premise is both people cannot lose control. Somebody has to be safe.
I just don't think either person should lose control, because one person could be cool. Like, we've seen the dude that's real cool. He just being embarrassed. And the woman is going off.
Why you gotta have fingers?
Because it makes it more dramatic.
Why you gotta put the fingers?
And
the neck, like a chicken. You gotta do the neck and then you gotta do the finger.
But it makes everyone uncomfortable. It embarrasses your spouse. It should embarrass both of you, because it's showing people really who you are.
Well, I think,
and how you disrespecting your spouse.
I can't just say that we don't and not we have never done. We've been very good in reference to that decorum rule. But I have to also speak to the person who does not have those boundaries. And, because that's all real. And this is years of walking things out and realizing certain things don't work. And I think it's James 1:19-20 speaks of the wrath of man doesn't lead to the righteousness of Christ. Mm-hmm. When you get angry, you're not going to produce good fruit. You have to always remember, wherever you see anger, the next move is going to be danger. One letter more. Anger and danger. Mm-hmm. So when you get angry, you're putting yourself in danger. Something bad is going to happen. So as a couple, you want to be mindful not to allow yourself to get there.
Right.
Pull back. Let's talk about this later. Let's find another environment. Right. Let's find a place where we can talk calmly. Right. And if I'm not a good spirit, let's just be quiet.
Right.
That's one thing I'm learning to be better, because, sometimes something rub you the wrong way and you want to talk about it, but it may not be the right place or the right time to deal with it. All right. Next one. Only talk in we. Only talk in we. Talk about this.
Well, we only do this. We do that. Well, we don't do that. Well, we do this. Well, do you do anything by yourself? Do you have an individual person in you? Do we pray together all the time? Do we say the Bible all the time? Or do we know God for ourselves? Mm-hmm. I mean, come on. It makes people feel uncomfortable, especially if you're around singles, when you're always referring to yourself as we.
Like you have no identity.
You have no identity.
No personality.
No personality.
No thought of your own. And,
it makes other people feel uncomfortable too, because I've been in this situation where, maybe a spouse wants a drink of wine or something, right? And because we're with them, the other spouse feels that they're uncomfortable with their spouse drinking. So then they say, we don't drink in public. I'll be thinking, obviously she does and you don't, but that's okay. Go on and get your wine, girl. Get your wine.
Just don't be a wino.
Don't be a wino, but get your wine, girl. No, but, you hear couples doing that sometimes, like, you correcting your spouse. We don't do that.
Well, the reality is,
what?
Yeah, you have to be mindful, and these are the kind of things you should talk about before you go out,
right?
Because it's embarrassing, because it seems like you guys are on the same page.
Right.
We've made mistakes like this before too, so it's not like I've said some stuff or done some things where I thought we were in the right spot, I missed it.
And if you know something about the people that you're about to be around that could be sensitive to the person,
please
let your spouse know. Don't let them run into a brick wall with it.
Yeah. Listen. Last week, little Johnny got suspended from school. Okay. So let's not talk about how little Johnny's doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Guess what? I just found out their daughter's pregnant.
Right.
Let's not talk about how the daughter's doing. My point is, there's certain things that you don't even want to bring up.
And some people may think that you're doing it on purpose. So like, try to,
All right. Number 7, Charmaine.
Stop criticizing your spouse to others. Don't criticize. Why did you make that face?
Because
it could be so hurtful.
I think,
especially in front of people.
Well, I think many people do it. The Bible speaks to don't overhear people.
Right.
Because they may be talking about you. And
it's so good not to make your spouse a punchline too.
Yeah. So
like, remember when you did? Remember, you know how you do it.
he keep hitting me on the shoulder. But, you know.
That's out of love.
That's love. And the sad part, we all talk about it. Listen, we talk about our spouses. Okay?
Right.
And
sometimes you can make jokes about your spouse. Like, we make jokes about each other all the time. I think. I don't.
She's a jabber. Because we're talking about it. I mean, if she has an opportunity to jab you, you gonna catch that jab. I mean, if there's a chance to jab, Charmaine's gonna punch you. Okay.
I wouldn't do that in front of people, though.
No. But with us by ourselves, I'm like.
Oh no, you're not. No, be quiet. No, you're not.
If she thinks it's funny, but she gonna jab you. Now it's banter. And you have to be.
You have to be in a good place.
You have to be in a good relationship to laugh at each other.
Right.
Because oftentimes we don't. And one of the key aspects.
Laughter is good medicine.
And I think a lot of people struggle in relationships because you don't laugh.
Right.
Everything's serious.
Right.
And everything's personal.
And sometimes you have to laugh at yourself. All of us are not perfect. We all do stupid stuff sometimes. Mm-hmm. We all, make mistakes, and we all have like little quirks and stuff. Everybody that you know doesn't need to know your spouse's quirks, and everybody that you know doesn't need to know your weaknesses or whatever. Mm-hmm. But if it's just between the two of you and you just make it a friendly
she thinks
joke,
she's funny,
then I'm hilarious.
Like sometimes I count for my deodorant, and then she'll try to count 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Mess up his number, and then he has to start all.
I don't have to start over. I don't start over.
You do start.
No,
over.
I don't start over. No,
1, 2,
I have grown past it.
You have?
Yes. I just stopped.
We'll see tonight.
I just grow past it. But you see how she don't have to do that. She knows me, and she still tries to punch.
Oh, you like it.
But sometimes.
You like it?
Sometimes you just navigate.
You navigate.
All right.
Okay. Number 8. Stop sharing details of your love life. Stop sharing details about your love life.
Now, I've heard a lot of women do this.
This is not good. When you share too much,
girl, he ain't hitting on nothing. Girl,
that is not good.
Girl, he ain't hitting on nothing.
I have heard people talk about the size of people's organs, and then you wind up marrying the dude, and then you get mad when one of the girlfriends that you were, talking about him with makes a joke about it. Like, oh, we know you're not doing. That's not funny, right? It's not funny anymore because now that's your husband. But you was talking about him like a dog when he was your boyfriend. And now you're mad because people are saying the same things that you were saying about him. But you can't be mad. And it's like, I'll hear somebody say something about their husband, like, he fly off the handle real fast. You say just a little something, you don't think it's a big deal. But then when you guys are at a barbecue with the same group of ladies and
they sipping on some wine.
Well, you the one who said he fly off the handle, so maybe he handled that wrong at work. Mm. And now you mad, but she's just throwing your words right back at you because you didn't have to put him out there like that, but you did. So now you have to deal with it. Or fellas, when you're around your dudes and you're bragging on how good your wife is in bed, and then the dude comes back and say, yeah, I was thinking about what you had said about your wife the other day. Oh, that's not funny because now he's fantasizing about your wife, but you put it out there. You put your wife out there, and now he's thinking about your wife.
Someone please call 911. No, it's real because I thought about, and this also happens with family.
Right.
If you tell your mama that this man or woman is doing something to you, now you forgave them and moving forward. Mm-hmm. But your mama or your daddy or your crazy sister or your alcoholic brother, they not forgetting what you said. They gonna bring that thing back to you. I see y'all texting me right now. I see y'all. Ooh, you talking about some stuff. No, it's real. So you have to be mindful. Not everybody can hear your truth.
Right.
Because see, they may not be able to handle the truth. And they may bring it back up. And it bites you. And it was your fault. Remember, watch your mouth.
Number 9, stop constantly correcting and contradicting your spouse.
That's bad.
Oh, babe, you know it wasn't like that. Oh, babe, you don't remember that, right? Oh, you don't know. You have no idea. You talk about stuff you don't even know about, girl. That's not funny.
Listen, don't listen to nothing she says.
It's disrespectful.
Don't listen to nothing she says. She crazy. You know when she started drinking, she should be tripping. Don't listen to nothing she says. She crazy. Ignore that. And so you have to be mindful. If they may be saying something wrong,
right.
If it's not life or death, just be chill. Get in the car and say, hey, babe, when you said that, you didn't say that right.
Right.
This is what happened.
Right.
Now, I wasn't going to blast you in front of everybody, but let me just correct you. And it's actually biblical. If a brother's caught in the wrong, the Bible says go to them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it in front of others.
Right.
So it's just etiquette, and no one's get blasted in public.
And it comes off as disrespectful
Totally.
And belittling.
Correct. All right. Lastly, number 10.
Stop flaunting your body to others. Now, you know, to me, this is very subjective, because what one woman may think as, oh, this is conservative, another woman may think, oh my God, her chest is showing, or oh, she's showing her arms, or, you know, all of this is out. Well, she might be dressing like that for her husband. Maybe that's what her husband likes. Maybe her husband asked her to put that on because he likes to see his wife in it. It may not be that she's flaunting her body for you or for other people. She may have had a request. And what you think is revealing, somebody else may think is cute or nice looking or, you know, whatever. I see what was very interesting. We visited a church recently, and it was a non-denominational church, and it was literally come as you are, right? And there was nobody dressed inappropriate in my eyes, but I could see how some people in different churches would think some of the women were dressed inappropriate for church. Whereas if she was dressed like that in the mall, you wouldn't think anything about it. But because we're in the four walls of the church, you think you can't be yourself. Well, guess what? If you dress like that in the club and you're not comfortable dressing like that in the church, guess what? God is in the club too. God is omnipresent. He sees you wherever you are. Mm-hmm. So us pretending in church like we don't dress like that anywhere else, does that make it right?
Mm.
So what I'm saying to you is don't hate on the woman that feels free. Let Holy Spirit guide and lead her. And when she feels convicted about what she's wearing or what she's doing, then allow her to work through that. Allow her husband to say what he thinks is deemed is appropriate or inappropriate. Don't judge. All we can do is bring people closer to God, but you can bring people further away from God, or, you know, push people further away from God by constantly criticizing how they're dressed. Mm. We do it all the time. We judge people on social media like, oh my gosh, you shouldn't have worn that or whatever. But maybe it's body confidence. Maybe this woman has lost 100 pounds. Maybe she needs to lose 90 more, but who cares? She lost 100 pounds. She made great strides, something that some people could never do. And she has body confidence, and she's trying to show you that she feels good about herself. And then you make a nasty comment and send her back 3-4 years. Why would you do that? Mm. You know, if we're supposed to be a light of the world and we're supposed to be the salt of the earth, then why would you try to belittle someone else or judge someone else for how they're dressed?
Hater.
Sometimes it's not about. Now, there is another side to the plate. There are some women out there that dress for attention. I don't feel it's right to dress for attention. I don't feel like, you know, they're trying to build up their confidence by putting on something to get male attention. I don't think that's right. Mm. But again, by us criticizing, are we bringing them closer to God? Or are we pushing them further away? I wrestle with that because, you know, like I saw a woman at the church that we were going to. She had a halter dress on. It was so pretty. It's something I actually have in my closet. I probably wouldn't wear it to church. That's me though. It looked really cute on her. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but I was thinking to myself, the freedom to be able to really, truly, you know, we say, oh, church, come as you are, but it's not really come as you are if you judging how people dressing, right?
True.
So.
That's really good. That's really good.
What do you think, babe?
I think you covered it all, really, because I don't see men doing some of the things women do. In reference
as far as judgment.
Exactly. We don't really, you know,
judge people.
Yeah, you know, I don't really go there per se. I see more women do that than men. Mm-hmm. You know, we may say something, but it's really off. We don't really dig into that weed.
Right.
Wow. Tonight was a really good full course. Good meal. Well, we say thank you. Where can they like and subscribe? All that stuff, Charmaine.
Please go to our YouTube page, Jomo and Charmaine. If you're already there, please give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you thought about today's show. And then let us know also if you have any questions, because we will be doing a Q&A pretty soon.
Correct.
So if you have any relationship questions, please submit them. If you want to submit them in private, you can DM me at Charmaine_Cousins on Instagram, or you can email us through our YouTube channel as well.
Well, we love you. God bless you. Remember this: love, laugh, and learn.
God bless you. You guys have a wonderful evening.